Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson. This is Transfer Review. Hope you're all right. Are you all right? It's depressing, isn't it, covering transfers for United? Do you know why? It's fuck all's happening. That's why. Righty then, let's get stuck into the Tellez news. Tellez wants Man United is what we had for the title. Why is that the title? Well, I'll tell you. Shut up. I'm going to tell you now. Right. Laurie Whittle has stated that intermediaries are in talks for the Brazilian left-back. However, nothing has yet been confirmed. Does feel like this is moving in the right sort of direction, though, for me. United and Porto are still haggling over a fee for Tellez, and the two clubs remain apart on their valuation on Wednesday. A deal is likely to progress quickly should a compromise be reached, according to Ducker. He's got 1 year left on his contract, and Ducker reckons that Porto want 36.6 mil, but he also says that Tellez is determined to join United. That's where the title comes from. He also says that would allow Williams to be the backup for Wan-Bissaka. Does that mean that we're potentially going in with Shaw and Tellez as left-back options? That doesn't feel, to me, like a sensible use of resources. I'm going to be real with you. But that's what they're saying. What do you guys reckon? Is there any way to keep everybody happy there, do you reckon? Or is it a case of you need to really sort of out your priorities and who's going to be first choice and what sort of length of time they're going to be getting games for and all the rest of that good stuff? Tagliafico then. So some sources in the Mirror are reporting that United are interested in Tagliafico. Fuck's sake. My mouth don't work today. Tagliafico. Fucking... it could be the third option Romano was speaking about. Laurie Whitwell in the Talk of the Devils podcast said to steer away from it, though, and he reckons it could change if Tellez falls through. 28-year-old from Ajax, £23 million quoted price, 4.2 combined tackles and interceptions per game, goes up to 7.5 in the Champions League over them 6 games, 4 goals and 5 assists. Now, obviously, the Ajax link with Van der Sar could be available for 23 million. That, again, seems like sensible prices to me, and we're going to talk about less sensible prices when we start talking about Sancho in a second. But Tagliafico, there we go, and Tellez, they seem to be sensible prices to me. These are the sorts of deals that I go, well, yeah, he improves United for me. Some will, and some might be a little bit hit and miss, but for the money, they're a good, they're a fourth of how much it's going to cost you for someone like Sancho. You can have 3 succeed and 1 fail at that price. You've still improved the squad immeasurably and taken us a bit further forward. And that's what United really need to do. There's so many holes in the squad. There's so many members of staff that are needed to be brought into the first team that we've got to get it done. And one player ain't going to fix it. Signing Sancho now, like, ta-da from the board, if they do that, which I'm not sure they will do that, but if they do that, that doesn't solve it. Doesn't solve it at all, lad. Anyway, Sancho. So, Borussia Dortmund. If Borussia Dortmund sell him to United, then Sarr is on a potential list of replacements for Dortmund. Dortmund are convinced that he could be Sancho's replacement. Obviously, it's getting pretty close to the deadline now. According to Sky, Jadon Sancho and Dortmund have been left bemused by the way United have approached the transfer. You're not the fucking only one, lads. All the United fans are as well. But on this, if Dortmund are able to move that quick and go, I'll tell you what, Sarr, we think he's good enough to replace Sancho, well, why don't we cut the middleman out of the thing here? And why don't we go and get Sarr? I mean, I personally am not sure Sarr is on the same level as Jadon Sancho. However, what's he going to cost you? Is it maybe worth us looking at Sarr if we haven't got 100-odd million? Because seemingly to me, the only reason that you drag it out like this is because you're trying to raise the funds, or I don't know, you're playing the Euro Millions on the off chance that you're going to get some cash in. There's no logical reason that you've not brought him in and allowed him to embed with his teammates for this long if you've got the money. So why do we not say, do you know what? I'd love a Sancho. We can't afford a Sancho. We'll cut our cloth accordingly. We'll get Sarr for maybe a third of the price. And then we've got our player that might end up being worth what Sancho's worth one day if he's genuinely that good. And then on the Sarr then, it says United had initial inquiries back in January, but the prospect of an approach for a permanent all-loan deal is not understood to be imminent. Relations between Watford and United are strong after James Garner's loan. Sarr had a multitude... and them lot have a multitude of wingers. Deulofeu, João Pedro, Hughes, you can obviously play on the right. Isaac Success. They don't necessarily need to wait for a replacement to be signed. They probably would be all right if he went. And if Dortmund see him as a Sancho replacement, then surely he holds some of the qualities that we're looking for. 5 goals, 4 assists last season, 28 games. Did get 2 against Liverpool in their surprise win. For me, if there's a massive issue in terms of money and it's getting Sancho, look for the cheaper option. Look for the option that's still going to fulfill the need that you've got, but you still improve the football team. You can't be like, look, we either get Sancho or we'll just sign fucking no one. That's not how you improve. That's not how you go forward. Sarr might end up being a better fit. You don't know. Even signing Sancho is still a risk. What if he doesn't quite settle back in Manchester? Now, the risk of signing someone who's lived in Manchester before makes that lower risk, but there's still the risk. You still don't know what could happen. It's a lot of money to be gambling on, and so close to the end of the window, it's a pain in the dick is what it is. Finally then, Chris Smalling. So United have reportedly rejected a 12 million bid for Roma, and they're waiting for 18 mil, which I guess on the back of the season that he had last year isn't the worst sort of thing to hold out for. But Paulo Fonseca has stated many times that he wants to sign him. Obviously, it's a domino effect. Spurs want Skriniar. If Inter sells Skriniar, they're going to go for Milenkovic if they can't get him. Conte likes Smalling and might go for him, so maybe United need to start a bit of a bidding war between Inter and Roma to manage to get this deal done. 18 million, not a lot of money for someone that you know's just gone and done the business for you on a try before you buy, lad. Pay the money. 18 mil, not a lot. Especially for the season that he went and had. Now, personally, I don't really care, and I'm not really asked if he doesn't come back to United, but that is what it is. And it's going to be a short and sharp one from me today. Honestly, United just need to stop being so fucking picky and get the players in, because at this stage we need reinforcements, or we're going to see a threadbare squad hammered into the and ground into the ground again, and we don't need to see that. Get it in, because we're a fucking absolute disgrace, aren't we? We just are. The top and bottom of it. But thank you guys once again for tuning. Make sure to subscribe. Get your thoughts on transfers in the comments below. And we'll be back tomorrow with a preview ahead of the weekend's game. And if you're in the Manchester area, you can come and check out Stretford Paddock FC's first home game. You'll be able to watch United beforehand, and then you'll be able to watch Stretford Paddock as well in our first home game, as we're trying to make it 2 out of 2 after 3 points last weekend in the league. It's free entry. You can watch the match with a beer in your hand, which you can't do in the Premier League. I mean, you can't do either of those things, watch the game or have a beer, and you can do both of those watching the paddock. So if you'd like to come and do that one, I'll see you in a bit. Laters.